Good evening. I would like to call to order the Keizer City Council in regular session. It is Monday, April 6th, 2026, and ask our city recorder to please call roll.
Councilor Parsons?
Here.
Councilor Kohler?
Here.
Councilor Cross?
Here.
Mayor Clark?
Here.
Councilor Christopher?
Here.
Are you here?
Here.
Councilor Duran?
Here.
Council President Starr?
All right.
Council President Starr currently is excused. If she does get on, then we will take action to make sure that she's able to zoom in.
Youth Councilor Guptill?
Oh, here.
All right. Thank you very much. A little sunshine, a little bit of allergies, and we're all a little distracted. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're good to go?
Yeah, I think we are.
Fantastic.
We'll see.
All right, with that, if you are able, I invite you to rise and all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. Since this is on the agenda, and if Council President Starr is able to zoom in, I would ask that we go ahead with the first special order of business, which is discussion regarding deeming it important that Council President Starr appear electronically, and if she's able to zoom in, to be considered in attendance. Councilor Kohler, do you want to put the motion on the table?
I move we suspend the rules to consider that.
Thank you. It is, actually, we already put it in the agenda, so we can go straight to it.
Okay, I move that we allow Council President Starr to attend if she is able,
And be considered in attendance?
and be considered in attendance too.
All right, thank you very much. Looking for a second.
I'll second.
It's been, thank you.
Second.
He's so good.
Yeah, he
He
is.
really is.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council deem it important that Council President Starr appear electronically and be considered in attendance. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously and currently one absent. We will now go to proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month. And it is my pleasure to bring forward Peter Carrillo from the Director of Prevention, Development, and Community Engagement for Liberty House. He oversees Liberty House's outward-facing programs, including fundraising and donor relations, marketing and events, outreach, and the Liberty House Prevention Program. Peter grew up in Silverton and currently lives in Keizer, and he serves on the board of the Keizer Rotary Club and the Ash Creek Art Center. And we're very happy to have him here tonight to represent Liberty House on the Child Abuse Prevention Month Committee. So please come on up. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Clark, and thank you, Keizer City Councilors, for the upcoming proclamation. I just have a few words before we get started with that. My name is Peter Carrillo, and I'm here representing the Child Abuse Prevention Month Committee, a collaboration between several child-serving nonprofits and public safety organizations in our community. But I actually work for Liberty House, the Children's Advocacy Center serving Marion and Polk counties. We serve children who are referred to us for concerns of abuse, neglect, and other forms of severe childhood trauma. Currently, Liberty House serves around 1,000 children per year in our medical clinic and our therapy programs. 73 of those children came from right here in Keizer. And I don't say that for shock value. I live here as well, and I want to see our community thriving too. These are children who received something that was helpful for them, helpful and healing, to receive some help for what happened to them. But we can't just respond to this issue and just kind of continue to hope that it goes away. We have to take an active role in preventing child abuse in the first place. I recently gave a presentation about Liberty House to a group of community members, and someone asked me at the end, what's something that keeps you up at night? My answer to that question was just how hard it can be for children to disclose what has happened to them. That number that Liberty House served last year, it might sound high, but it might actually understate some of the real severity of the problem. Currently, the CDC estimates that around 1 in 7 children will experience abuse or neglect before they turn 18. The truth is we don't know, and we may not actually ever know, the real prevalence of child abuse. And that is why it's so critically important to prevent child abuse in the first place. Child Abuse Prevention Month draws awareness to this issue and to the great organizations working to stop child abuse in our community. It's also a great time for everyone here to learn more about what they can do to promote child safety. Throughout the month of April, the Child Abuse Prevention Month Committee invites everyone here to support your local organizations who are working to stop child abuse, to volunteer and to support them in other ways. to check out a child abuse prevention training in order to learn what you can do, or simply to wear blue, which is the color of child abuse prevention, in order to raise awareness about this issue. We may not know exactly how prevalent child abuse actually is, but we do know that everyone has a role to play in preventing child abuse, and that together we can keep kids safe. We also know that a community that works together to protect children is a safer and healthier community for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for Mr. Carrillo?
Just thank you.
Big, big thank you, indeed. So it is now my pleasure to read this proclamation because through it, we continue to affirm what Mr. Carrillo has just said. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas every child deserves to live in a safe, loving, and caring family environment. And whereas in 2024, there were 11,191 reported, I don't think that's the wrong number. I'm going to go to the one in the packet. Sorry. There it is. Whereas the 2026 theme is Pinwheels of Possibilities, with families at the center, possibilities are endless. And whereas in 2024, there were 8,242 founded Child Protective Services assessments, which resulted in 11,669 reported victims of child abuse and neglect in Oregon, of which 814 were victims in Marion County, which, by the way, is a reduction from the prior year. Whereas we stand together as individuals, organizations, and government agencies to commit to preventing child abuse in our country by raising awareness through the community and by educating and supporting caregivers. And whereas we assert that strong families and safe, stable, and nurturing environments free from violence, abuse, and neglect are essential for children's optimal growth and success, which ensures a secure future for our communities, where the needs of children are a priority and the needs of families are met. Now, therefore, the Keizer City Council, assembled here in regular session, does hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month and asks that everyone commit every day to protecting our children. Ladies and gentlemen, Child Abuse Prevention Month. Would you please introduce yourself? Certainly. Sit in the microphone. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Eva Pignati. I'm the Chief Program Officer for Early Learning and Child Care at Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency. We run a large Head Start program serving Marion and Polk counties, serving 724 children ages birth to 5. So we're a partner in this campaign to promote child abuse prevention awareness. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva.
Act like you want to be here. Okay. Rhubarb. Fruit. Vegetable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the work you're doing for our children. And now, the moment that our canine has been waiting for, it is now our chief's pleasure to introduce Bolt, our newest canine. Chief?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, city councilors, and I think we put him in timeout. I'm not sure where he went. He's on his way back. Officer Trenton Webb is one of our newest canine, not one of, he is our newest canine handler. And with that comes a lot of responsibilities, as you would imagine. But I'm gonna let him talk about his training and the dog. Officer Webb's been with us for right around 7 years. And went through a testing process first to be considered for the dog, and then obviously won out. And here he is. So with that, I will give the microphone to Officer Webb, and I don't think Bolt needs a microphone, but it's going to go closer to him.
Nice.
Good evening. As Chief said, I'm Trent, and this is Bolt. And, So Bolt is going to be 2 in June. He's a German Shepherd. He is from Adler Horse Kennels. We selected him on January 16th, excuse me. He's imported from Germany. He was one of 3 dogs that they had German obedience certs, which was a plus out of the 30 dogs that they had. We selected him based on his drive and motivation for apprehension work, searching and tracking, his demeanor, and then his confidence. He's a very confident dog. Since then, Bolt has been living at my house with me and my family. He's become a member of my family. My 3 kids behind me all adore him. I think if you ask my 2-year-old, it's probably his best friend. Fun fact about Bolt, my 6-year-old son, Grant, actually named Bolt. He decided to tell me 2 weeks later that there was a Disney movie named Bolt.
Yeah.
I reminded him we've watched that movie quite a bit, so I had a hunch that that's where the name came from. Bolt and I attended a 6-week canine handler school starting in February. We just got through that at the end of March. We're a certified patrol team. That course was about 240 hours worth of training, which focused on apprehension, searching, tracking, article searches, obedience. He's not used to being in a room with crowds, so he's a little spun up. But since then, we've been on the road for the last 3 weeks. Bolt has already had 4 deployments. He successfully captured one wanted subject just last week.
Wow.
And so we'll continue training each week, about 4 hours a week or more, and go from there. So, thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much, and thank you to your family. This is, we know that public safety is a family commitment, but this takes it to a whole new level when you're bringing your partner home to live with you. And that also says a great deal about the training and the demeanor of these dogs when your 2-year-old thinks he's his, actually considers him his best buddy. That says a great deal about the control and the focus of these animals. And if you have any questions for Officer Webb?
Is this our only dog?
No,
It's our second dog.
Yes, we have Blitz as well. which
That's right, Blitz.
Sergeant Kennison has.
Great. Have we always had 2 or? Yeah, okay. And
Counselor
so,
Cole.
and how long will he be a cop?
Just as long as he'll.
What's the
he'll
average?
run it.
Like 7 years or something, isn't it?
Yeah, just about, based on, the health of these large breeds, and then barring if nothing happens.
And then the last thing I would ask is, do you need any help or do you have all the funding you need for these dogs?
The program runs a lot on donations. So we've been very gracious to receive donations in the past, and that's largely what our program runs on.
And
a
is
lot
that-
of businesses have donated time and money.
Is that on our website if you want to donate to a dog?
Mr. Brown?
No, I'm looking at the chief. It's not on our website, but we have been very fortunate. I think we've got a very healthy count, but the future is always in greater need, so.
And people love to donate to dogs. So if we could put that on our website, I bet you'd get more money. Maybe we'd have 3 dogs.
There we go. Counselor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to express the regret that Counselor Starr isn't here to play doggy tonight.
Oh, yeah, she'd be all over
She
it.
would, I'm sure she's disappointed, but thank you for coming and the extra work that you have to do to help Bolt be part of our force. Thank you.
I would also like to acknowledge that Marion County Sheriff Hunter is here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, for welcoming Bolt into our force, and we appreciate you and also the partnership between Keizer Police and Marion County Sheriffs. Thank you.
Follow up.
Follow up.
Thank you. Can I get a picture of you and the officers and stuff that are here together?
But he really wants just the dog. Whoever else wants to join, but he really wants the dog.
I have a bunch of dog-only pictures if anybody needs them.
This is great.
Come on down, Sheriff.
Come on, Sheriff.
Yep.
You're welcoming a new officer.
All right, ready? Set. Tina. Guys, you're killing me.
Welcome, Bolt. He's like, where?
Can I do it? I'm good. What can I do?
Yeah. And also thank you to the Webb family again for making this a family endeavor and giving Bolt a great place to live.
Thank you.
And a great family to be part of. So we appreciate you very much.
And little webs.
So anything further, Chief, on the canine?
No, I'd just say it was fitting to have Sheriff Hunter come down here as well because Bolt also will be deployed within Marion County for Salem OSP when their dogs aren't on, Marion County when their dogs aren't on. And when we don't have dogs, we reciprocate that. So our dogs are available to the county pretty much. And even Polk County if they need it.
Okay.
Nice.
Partnership, that's how it gets the job done. All right, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Sheriff, for being here tonight. Okay, that concludes our special orders of business. We'll now go to committee reports, and we're going to start off with the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association Annual Report. For folks following along at home, the full report is in our packets, so we'll hear a recap tonight, and then we will proceed with a recognition for the upcoming year.
Tammy Kunz, Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association President.
Jacqueline Green, Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association Vice President.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. So the purpose of Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association is to empower our neighbors and provide community support. It's also part of our mission statement that neighborhood associations shall promote, coordinate, implement, and advise in all aspects of city planning as an advisory capacity. Some other areas we utilize for our support, our program support and services, and encourage community connections. We do that in a number of different ways to foster engagement. We are the only neighborhood association right now in Keizer that is using Zoom. Jackie and I attended several meetings with the Salem neighborhood associations and checked it out to see how it worked for them. It works really great for all of the ones that we've attended. That information is online. Our new demographics, Mexican and Latinos, we have 65% who attend our meetings. Russian, we have 23%. Where'd it go? Our white or Caucasian families, we have about 29%. African American and other nationalities is about 35%. We currently have about 4,725 families in our community, and with the businesses in our area, it brings us up to about 5,000 for recognition. Last year, we had 1,246 through the National Night Out events. We partnered with Southeast Keizer Neighborhood Association, which was a huge blessing. Also, it stretched us out a little bit. We had several groups do their own in our community as well. We have 565 on our email list, 1,230 on our Facebook, which has increased about 175 since last year. Instagram, we have 64 followers. Ring Neighbors, we're at 326. And next door, we have 232. So we do a lot of outreach with newsletters and just getting information out, doing some events. We partner with Kennedy Neighborhood Family Council. We attend all the other meetings throughout the community that we can attend. We are part of the CBEL Collaborative Group, part of Keizer United. Jackie and I attend SCATs and a bunch of other different places throughout the community.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions? Who's the liaison for Greater Northeast?
All right.
Councilor Cross, is there anything you would like to add about your work with the Greater Northeast Keizer?
First of all, thank you, Tammy, and I apologize. That Tuesday meeting is really hard for me because of work to show up to, so.
You're fine.
Marlene has been an angel, I don't know how often she gets called that, so I just wanted to. Thank you. To fill in for me. Where do you spit out those percentages, and I thank you for the Latino and the Russian, and where are you getting those percentages? For the
Getting the
attendees?
percentages from the individual contacts that we've made throughout the community.
So those demographics, but are you necessarily getting that info from the people that are attending the meetings?
Mm-hmm. People attending our meetings and the events that we do.
So I guess just to follow up, so are they more from the events or the meetings? The ones that I've sat in maybe have like 5 to 8 people sitting through the meetings.
We have on average 28 to 35. Last month, I think we had 42.
That were logged into the Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know. Great job. Well done.
So we're growing. And then we've got a few in-person meetings. We've decided to do quarterly meetings in person. So we've added that to our schedule.
And how are we making sure that we're communicating that? Because I know that I've been out of the loop again, just sometimes. And I think that we've had a little bit trouble communicating, but we're working on it, and those are all learning moments.
Nancy does a lot of posting on Instagram, Nextdoor, and Facebook. I usually coordinate with Melissa or Dawn. I don't know that I've been emailing or anybody from my team emailing Marlene. I think we have. But mostly we go through Melissa because we don't know if it's gonna be you, Marlene, or Shani.
Okay.
Those are the 3 main people that have been attending our meetings.
All right.
And it just keeps it easy.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions for Ms. Kunz or Ms. Green? All right, thank you very much. Thank you for the work you're doing and for learning from other associations on how to use technology to continue to grow outreach in a variety of ways. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Councilor Kohler, would you please put a motion on the table?
I move the City Council accept the report of the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association and extend a recognition of the Greater Northeast Neighborhood Association for an additional year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council accept the report of the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association and extend recognition to the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association for an additional year. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, 1 absent. Thank you so much, and we look forward to our work session together next Monday.
Next Monday.
All right. Next up is the Greater Keizer Neighborhood Association for their annual report. And you're the liaison, right? Okay.
She wants to be shy. That's okay. Hello, good evening, council. My name is Patty Tischer. I am the president of Greater Keizer Neighborhood Association.
And I'm, excuse me, I'm Laura Daniel, and I'm the secretary for the Greater Keizer Neighborhood Association.
And I don't have anything to add to our written report that I submitted already. there was a couple of things that I just wanted to show that I included in the report. I didn't think that the copy of the shared ad did it justice. So I brought the print ad to show everybody Keizer Times from the Home and Garden section that you should have received a couple of weeks ago in the mail. And so this is one of the items that we collaborate, all 5 of the neighborhood associations. So they did a really nice job on our shared ad. So I wanted to show that in a better version of that. And then one of the other items on our budget expenses that Tim would have gotten, and I included the totals, are buttons that we, Laura doesn't have, Tasha has hers, and Becca makes buttons, one of our Keizer businesses. She did these for us, and then she also did our little buttons that we did for our National Night Out for the parade. So I just wanted to show those and give a little shout out to Becca, one of our businesses in town. She does a really nice job. So these are a pin back button, and these are magnets. Those are a great little deals. So these were the little ribbons that we gave out to our participants at our children's parade for National Night Out. So the kids had a great time with that. So I don't have anything else to add. If you have any questions for us.
All right, well, thank you very much. And your liaison is Councilor Christopher.
I don't have a question, I just want to brag about you guys. So, the National Night Out, so this neighborhood association does, oversees and is highly participant in the Christmas lights, are you calling them the,
Keizer Miracle of Lights.
There we go. And so that is a boatload of work, and they do an excellent job. Without Keizer, without this neighborhood association, that project would not go forward. So I just want to recognize you for that. But also for National Night Out, it was such a ball because we were at Bob Newton Park, but we marched down from Gubser Elementary School, and Patty had she had multiple superhero capes for the kids and masks, and they got to create their own costumes, and away we marched. Patty, how many? There had to be 100.
Well, I thought that the children, there was maybe only about 60 or 70. Didn't you do a count? Yeah, 60 or 70 children.
I guess it's because it was kids. It seemed like 100.
Yeah.
And so we marched down the street to Bob Newton, and then at Bob Newton, honest to Pete, the people just kept on coming. And it was over 200 people from that neighborhood association. That was a huge endeavor, and you did a great job, and you get no praise and glory. So pat yourself on the back, because you girls do a fabulous job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Some of the neighborhood associations have lamented that they think they need more money. How are you guys doing budget-wise? How did that work out for you?
I am very frugal with what I spend. I could probably spend more than what I do. I very much appreciate the allotted amount. We need to expend money for yard signs. Our yard signs are very well loved. But I just hesitate. I have a really hard time spending money. And I mean, I'm not trying to throw anybody else under the bus, but we just are very careful with what we spend. Like these buttons, you know, I work and negotiate prices. I use coupons. I go to Staples. I use coupons for our copying. And these ribbons I bought at a discount, and I bought enough that then I will use next year also. So I utilize the budget for the neighborhood association like I utilize my own personal budget.
She's just good, Dan.
So
Follow up.
Patty,
so thank you for...
We appreciate the work that you do, and I'm sure Mr. Wood, like the rest of us, appreciate your frugalness.
So.
Thank you for all you
Anyway,
do.
I know other people have other ways that they spend their money and they outreach in different ways. Each of us have our own little niche that we do for our neighborhoods. And so everybody is, you know, spending it the way they need to spend it for their neighborhood.
It's obvious that you love your neighborhood and you do a lot of work to make it a good place. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Councilor Kohler, would you please put a motion on the table?
I move the city council accept the report of the Greater Gubster Neighborhood Association and extend recognition of the Greater Gubster Neighborhood Association for an additional year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council accept the report of the Greater Gubster Neighborhood Association and extend recognition to the Greater Gubster Neighborhood Association for an additional year. Any discussion? I do want to say thank you on the thoroughness of your report. You know, there are 6 criteria and you nailed them all. And it was very readable. So again, I love these reports that other people can
Thank you.
Get online and look at them and know what all of our neighborhood associations are doing, Northeast and Gubser and the other 3 as well. So thank you for reporting out in a way that people can receive the information.
Thank you.
Thank you. All in
MVP, Gubser Gators.
I love the red carpet for back to school. That's a lot of fun. All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, 1 absent. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to, good job, guys. I'd like to call up Trevor Lewis for a report on the Multimodal Safety Committee. Is she? No? Okay. Okay, I got her. Okay.
Good evening. So I'm a little distracted, sorry, because I left my son playing volleyball at the high school, thinking that he didn't have a game tonight, and I'm here doing this, so excuse me if I don't get to all the things that we're doing. So Trevor Lewis with the Multimodal Safety Committee. What I want to really say is that we do a lot of listening, which is really, really good. That's what I'm learning from being a part of this committee. And what we're doing is trying to stay on track for our future workday with the city council coming up, hopefully in June. And what we will be doing in the next couple of months is trying to refine what we want to be able to work on with the city council, and that's basically about it. We're doing a lot of good stuff, and we just want to be able to bring to the city council what the city of Keizer wants us to be able to talk about for the future, and also just a big shout out to all the associations and the Keizer community for showing up and giving us ideas to talk about and work on for the city of Keizer. I'm enjoying the committee too, so that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Questions? Councilor Christopher.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yes.
So I know that, I believe that you've been talking about Verda, and Verda is, there's a lot of attention and focus on Verda right now. Verda is a critical north-south collector for us. And so we're having a lot of the work done, I call it South Verda, south of the circle. So there's a lot of work being done in South Verda. Adam brought home $750K for the Verda Gap, and we're working on North Verda now. Any of the leftover money, there's about $1 million.
1.2 million.
1.2 million will go into that sidewalk gap on the north side. And then the other thing we're looking at to make sure that speeds stay down is putting stop signs at Calmia and, oh gosh, I'm a little fuzzy tonight. What's the name of that other street?
Archwood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Larchwood, and then I'm taking allergy medicine. And then the other one on the other side. So we're gonna put 3 stop signs, and that, we found that to be exceedingly effective on trail. That was a real raceway, and just putting those stop signs up so that you had to speed up, so, it works perfectly. So the next focus, once we get Verta completely converted from rural to urban, and we can do and make it as safe as we can possibly make it for those neighbors, because it's such a critical roadway. The next issue, I think, is Wheatland.
Correct.
And
Yes.
Wheatland is another opportunity, and I hope that you will focus a bunch of time on where we start, how we start to do those sidewalks, because there's a development potentially coming that's right at that intersection, and that is going to be a significant impact on Wheatland Road. Tons of kids, you've got schools all in there, so I hope that multimodal, I hope that's what you're looking at next.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are looking at all the very high traffic areas and those areas that are going to are in development and will be developed, because we have a lot of great committee members on the multimodal safety committee. So
And we have dedicated money annually now to sidewalk gaps.
We're about to.
We're about to.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Okay, it's coming.
It's coming.
So,
Hang on.
do they have the sidewalk gap report too? Does multimodal have that?
So that's, if I may.
Yeah.
So we asked staff to come back to us with the developed programs. So this is something that's being developed on the staff level. Then we'll have a work session.
Okay.
And we'll invite multimodal to attend that. But this is something that has already moved to the point where we are getting ready to actually launch the gap and infill programs.
Great.
And flesh them out and pilot them out. So they're coming.
And we'll want you involved in that too, Trevor.
Yes. Thank
We'll
you.
want your
Yeah.
opinions on, once we make a decision, tell us if we got it right or tell us if we got it wrong.
We love to collaborate. Also, just 2 things, Monster Cookie Raid coming up on April 26th of this year. And then also just a shout out to the Keizer Fest coming up in May 14th through 17th and the parade on May 16th. So, thank you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kim Steen, right? Yep, there you are. Keizer Public Arts Commission.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Kim Steen. I'm a resident of Keizer, and I'm on the Keizer Public Arts Commission. We had a meeting here on March 17th, and I think one of the main things we did elect a new chair and new vice chair. So our chair is now Deborah Cisco, and our vice chair is Clara Duran. Let's see, it wasn't a huge meeting. We did discuss, well, one of the things we did, we have the holiday card contest every year, and so we did choose the winner for that, and which happened to be Deborah Cisco. We are now taking submissions, what's the word? Anonymously, thank you. And so Deborah Cisco was the one that came up with the card for this year, so I'm sure you will all be seeing that at some point to sign. We also welcomed 2 new members, and the members are, sorry, I'd like to I'd like to say that I'm on medication and I can't think, but I don't have that excuse. And so we have Mario, let's see, where are we? Mario Salazar and then Stacy Madsen. So we welcome them to the committee, and both of them are artists, so we're pretty excited about having artists on in fact, Mario has submitted some artwork for a utility box, so he's working on that. Trying to think of anything else that we talked about. I think we left the meeting just talking about locating and identifying other places that we can place art in Keizer. So I think our homework for the month was to go out, take pictures, and see if we could find appropriate places to place more art in Keizer.
All right. Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Steen? Counselor Christopher?
I just wanted to clarify, so what we were saying about the holiday card, that's a contest where people win money. I can't remember how much money they win, $100, I think.
Yeah.
And so the committee made the decision to make all of the entrants anonymous because we have artists on that committee and they may want to submit as Deborah Cisco did. And you don't want that to give her an advantage or a disadvantage. So, and that's exactly what Keizer Art Association does. When the judge is there judging the artwork, all the names are hidden. They have no idea whose artwork it is. And so I thought that was a great, I thought that was a great thing for them to do. The other thing I want to update folks on is the mural. We are moving forward with a mural on Los Dos Hermanos. Unfortunately, there's been a pretty serious family health situation with our artist. So that's been placed on hold and we don't know how long that will be delayed. But it probably certainly is not gonna make it for May. But it will certainly move forward. That's it.
All right, and you've got the master plan that's a work in progress, literally.
Well, no, that's
No,
been
it's
approved.
adopted
That
by
was,
us.
that was last month, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
that's-
working it.
So it's moving and grooving.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone else here for a committee report? Okay. And neighborhood association reports, we just heard from the other three neighborhood associations. Does anybody have a report tonight that they would like to give? Southeast, Ms. Bush.
Hi, Colleen Bush with Southeast Keizer Neighborhood Association. I just wanted to say we finally had our elections for our boards. I am president again.
Oh.
And Dawn is our vice chair, and Samantha Russell will be our secretary, and Karina Navarro is our member at large. So we could always use more people. So I just wanted to update with that, that's all.
All right. Congratulations and
All right, thanks.
keep the good work going. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, any other neighborhood associations? Youth counselor, did you have an update tonight?
Tonight I do not. Thank you though.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we will now go to public comment. This time is provided for citizens to address the council on any matters other than those on the agenda scheduled for public hearing. We have one public hearing tonight, and that is for the sale of real property in Keizer Station Area C1. If you're here for that, please stand by. I do not have anybody signed up. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to address the council? Open floor. Going once? Going twice. All right, we are moving on then. We are going to go to the consent calendar. Councilor Kohler, would you please read the items on tonight's consent calendar?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Our consent calendar has 4 items on it tonight. A, approval of March 16, 2026 regular session minutes. B, event center use waiver fee, Marion County Reentry Initiative breakfast. C, event center fee waiver, Vet Care West Care Oregon, 2nd annual Red, White, and Boots Benefit Gala. And D, our Peer Court Dedicated Fund 5-year review.
Thank you very much. Does anybody want to pull any of these items for discussion? I'll pull it so we can do that. Which one?
Pure Court.
Let's go ahead and pull Peer Court because we have a question. Any others? Okay, Councilor Kohler.
I move that we approve the consent calendar A through C.
Looking for a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent calendar items 7A, B, and C. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, 1 absent. 7D, Councilor Christopher, you have a question.
Yeah, thank you so much. The only question is that, do we have a dedicated spot on our webpage where, how can I donate or how can I, because, you know, I'd like to see the dog on there, but I'd also like to see this Peer Court on there. So that if we could make it easy so that we could just send folks to, this is such a wonderful thing. And I love that it's in Carrie's name, who, I mean, I remember when she first came to us and started Peer Court. And so I think if folks knew about it, and I think one way of doing that is if we had a dedicated spot on our website that said, how can I donate or how can I give? Who am I talking to about this? Okay, can that happen?
Madam Mayor, City Council, on our previous website we did. I haven't actually checked the new website since it's gone live, but I'll double check, and if it's not there, we'll make sure that it is.
And could we have it on the front page? I know from experience involved, and I'm sure the mayor will agree, involved with any other nonprofits, we have to make it as easy as possible to donate. So there should be a big old fat donate button right on the front page so that I don't have to search for it. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it.
Good idea. All right. Anything further on Pure Court? And for folks who don't know, Pure Court is a tremendous program for our youth that divert them from when there are instances of low-level criminal activity that they can, sometimes they're tougher on each other than adults would be on them,
Usually they are.
which is pretty cool. All right. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that we accept the Pure Court dedicated fund 5-year review.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council accept the Pure Court 5-year dedicated fund 5-year review. Discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously with one absent. Okay. So the reentry initiative is good to go. So I'm looking at the sheriff. That's what you were waiting for, isn't it?
Yes, I was asked if I was going to say a few words, but then it worked out well because I got to see a dog, so I'll take it.
Actually, you know, Sheriff, with council's consent, I would like to invite the sheriff up to talk about reentry.
Come on.
So would you please do that? This is a very important program.
And I'll bet people don't. And people don't know that.
Yeah, 5-minute limit.
Oh, they know you. They so know you.
Thank you for being here, Sheriff, but this is a very important program.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, I do appreciate being here tonight. My name is Nick Hunter from the Marion County Sheriff. This program, MCRI, actually transitioned to the Sheriff's Office. So this was previously a program that was largely overseen by the board. And Commissioner Willis was the one that was making this request to the Keizer Civic Center to try and get this for the MCRI breakfast. And it was transitioned to me, and I was told you need to go to City Council and talk about the fact that we made this request. So themes of the night: partnership, collaboration. That's exactly what this is. And we so much appreciate, and I know I talked to Commissioner Willis on the way over here, the opportunity to host this in Keizer. Keizer has a special place in my heart. I like this city. I do like your police chief too. But really, at the end of the day for us, MCRI, this is helping those that have been incarcerated transition back into society. And it is providing the tools, whether those be support tools, whether those be counseling tools, whether that comes down to a pair of work boots so we can help you get a job and be successful. That's what MCRI represents. Many of you probably remember Janet Carlson, Commissioner Carlson, and this is where this started from. My former Undersheriff, Jeff Wood. They were two that had a vision, and if you remember Commissioner Carlson, she had a passion and she was generally unstoppable when she decided where she was going. And so this is now the result, is that we have had this breakfast for several years. We will continue to. The breakfast gives us really the chance to highlight and honor some of those folks that have taken advantage of this program. And advantage, I actually don't like that word, that have participated in this program, put in their own hard work, and then we get to see the results. And quite often those results are most impressive because those individuals are now giving back. So they're individuals that have utilized services to stabilize themselves, and the first thing they want to do is give back. And it gives us that opportunity, and we get to do it right here in the great city of Keizer, do it at the Civic Center. So that will be coming up. I encourage everyone to come. Madam Mayor, I appreciate you giving me a couple minutes on the end here, and mostly I just appreciate the collaboration and the partnership, because we definitely get more done together.
Thank you very much, Sheriff. Thank you for your service and continuing the work of the MCRI, which is unique to Marion County and has been very successful. And the date for those who are, I'm trying to get to that. Do you have that handy?
10-1.
10/1, October 1. So mark your calendars for that.
I appreciate all of you for that, because if you'd asked me, I would not have known the date of that. Nope,
October 1.
it's been stated now.
Yep, October 1. And a little story, a few years ago, there was a person I met at an event, and I thought, you know, this person wants to help people who are transitioning back into community and so forth. I invited that person to come with me. His name was Matthew Miller, now of Miller's Barbecue, and connected him in so he could grow in that partnership. So each one asked one to spread the word about how we can partner to take care of our neighbors. So,
Look what Matthew Miller is doing now.
yep, indeed, doing great work. All right, well, thank you so much for
Yes.
being here and happy to host this.
Very good. Thank you very much. You all have a great evening.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, he is. Vet care. Oh, since we're talking about the events coming, please come on down. Thank you for pointing that out. Yep. So we approved the fee waiver. Would you please tell us a little bit about the event and what vet care is?
Sure, Mayor, council members. My name is Roy McLean, I'm the Director for Vet Care West Care, Oregon. And we had the gala last year at the Log House Garden, which was a success. And we'd like to do it again here at the Civic Center. We expect a bigger turnout than last year. Of course, this creates awareness for homeless vets and getting them back to self-sufficiency. Vet Care is a 30-bed male unit here in Salem. We work with getting veterans off the street, getting them back into employment, housing, behavioral health, self-sufficiency, ownership, accountability. We're a high-level vet care, GPD, grant per diem with the VA, whereas we cannot have drugs or alcohol over there, and they have to follow their wellness program in order to stay. They can stay there for 24 months, up to. And anything in a way of a waiver is appreciated. We're a nonprofit 501c3, so even though we have a grant from the VA, a lot of things aren't covered. So these galas and mental health summits, which we held here a couple years ago, which was also a success, help go towards veterans awareness and getting those veterans off the street. I'm not sure about the Keizer percentage, but I think last year 10% of Marion County homeless was veterans. So it's very important to us to get them off the street, hold them accountable, and get them back to self-sufficiency. So anything we can get from you guys in the way of venues and support and all that kind of stuff, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's an honor to do so. Thank you for the work you're doing for our veterans and getting them on the road to knowing that we care about them. They is us, as they say. Yes, Councilor Parsons.
Thank you, Roy.
Yes, you are an angel, by the way.
That's two.
2 times. Oh, man. I want to thank you for your service and for leading the charge on this, because that last year, you know, we stumbled a little bit, but we came out really strong on there. So I wish nothing but the best this year too. And I'm sure Chanel will be emailing me.
That was due to Marlene Sullivan.
No, it's not. I'll be there this year if you need me.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
the date for the event is
November 14th.
November 14th. Don't you love people are planning in advance?
God, they're so together. He knew the date though.
Yes.
That was more than.
Well,
We're going to combine this year. We usually have the mental health summit and the gala separate, but we're going to combine it this year.
Oh, great idea.
And the gala is pretty much primarily for community partners. Of course, we work with tons of them: Courtney Place, Valor, Evergreen, the COC, the CAC, ODVA, the Marion County MRCI.
The entire
Transition
alphabet?
Center. What's that?
The entire alphabet?
Yeah, I can go through the whole thing, I'm sorry. But a lot of hats off to everybody. The chief, I don't think Sheriff Hunter's here, but I do want to put out that even though veterans suffer PTSD, combat related, I want to put out that the police department and what they do every day to have to deal with the things that they go through and the trauma they have to go through, just hats off to each of you. And I appreciate the council very much.
all right. Thank you very much. Happy to support. So looking forward to that event, and we'll watch your social media to get the word out.
Yeah, we'll be posting soon. So
All right. Thank you.
thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Roy. All right. We will now go to our public hearing. I'm going to open a public hearing for the sale of real property in Keizer Station Area C1. Mr. Brown.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. This item is for you because we intend to dispose of a property between McLeod, Lock Haven, and Shamawa Road. We have a letter of intent with U.S. Markets, and the purchase and sale agreement is close, but not quite ready. It will be in line with the tenants outlined in the letter of intent, but there was some restructuring of it at the last minute, so we're still working with that, working through that, and we are also working on the behalf of the other property owner that is adjacent to us to try to make sure we sell the property together. That's, I think, the best use of it. So today, we're asking you to open up the public hearing, to accept public comment, and then to leave the public hearing open until the next time we meet on the 20th. And we expect to have a purchase and sale agreement ready for you at that time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody signed up for this public hearing? We have nobody signed up. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to testify in this public hearing about the purchase and sale agreement or purchase and sale of the big triangle, as we call it? Okay, I don't have anybody here who would like to do that. So with that, Council, do you have any other questions tonight? The public hearing is going to remain open to the April 20th meeting. So I believe the motion is to continue this, this agenda item to April 20th. Is that correct, Mr. Lindsay?
Yes, please. And just so the council knows, if you don't mind, part of the reason for doing this too was we just jumped the gun and put it in the newspaper, and we have to do that like weeks in advance. And so we paid $150 to be in the newspaper. And so this allows us to hear, it actually allows the public twice to speak because they can speak next time too. And then you guys will see the complete product, but then that way we don't have to waste any money. So it's actually a maneuver to make sure that we can not spend money if we don't have to.
Well, when people get 2 chances to testify, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. So Councilor Kohler, motion to continue this hearing?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move we continue the public hearing on the Keizer Station Area 1 property sale, continuing till April 20th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council continue the public hearing on the sale of Keizer Station Area C1 to April 20, 2026. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, 1 absent. Okay, that is probably one of the shortest public hearings on record. Just for the record, speaking of public comment, which is all over the map tonight, I did not acknowledge for the record, and I will do so now under public comment. We have written comment that was submitted by Tammy Kunz and Jacqueline Green, Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association, comments regarding name change, neighborhood traffic management plan, multi-use paths, safety concerns, and grant funding. So I want to acknowledge their written comments to be incorporated into the record. We will now go to item 9A, which is resolution authorizing city manager to sign agreement with Oregon Department of Transportation and City of Salem for flashing yellow arrows at intersections along River Road project. City manager.
Madam Mayor and Council, I'm personally excited about this one. Our Public Works Director Blaylock will explain.
All right, thank you. Ms. Blaylock.
Thank you, Councilor Clark and Mayor Clark and councilors. So this is an agreement for a project that is upcoming. It is, I just want to be clear, at the time of this, I didn't have a good grasp on the project period timing. After speaking with Salem, it looks like this will be the first step to getting the project going. So then the scope will start to come together. So this could be a couple of years out before they start. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up as a update to the project period. Ultimately, though, the project is exciting. The idea is to improve safety at the intersections along River Road, and that's going to be at all of them as they're listed here. The city applied for this grant opportunity. Bill Lawyer actually did that several years ago while I was here in another role. But he did this work to get this off the ground, and then we finally got word recently. So the project will modify the signal hardware to add the flashing yellow arrows, so left turn arrows along the way. And then it also, in some intersections, will allow for that pedestrian safety, so it coordinates that left turn with the pedestrian crossing. So again, the whole project is aimed at reducing left turn crashes and reducing pedestrian incidents along River Road, which looking at the data from the Salem Keizer Area Transportation Planning Group, they put out traffic crash data, and that is something that really this will really support that, their goal of reducing that, and ours as well. So are there, with that, we are pleased to support this and hope that you will authorize that. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Questions for Ms. Blaylock? So, Councilor Duran, so you represent Keizer on SCATS. Is this a SCATS project?
I don't believe it is.
Oh, I'm getting a head nod. Is this through the federal funding?
I'm sorry.
Is it
what was your
federal funding?
Where's the money coming from?
Oh, yes, yes, we
Oh,
are
it's-
getting a grant from the federal funding, yes. The project is 1.53
Okay.
million. And so the
This one I saw
city,
there. There's one I saw.
ODOT and the city of Salem will actually implement this because they are a certified agency.
Right.
The city of Keizer is not a certified agency, so we're not accepting that, but we will reimburse for that. So our match would be to reimburse the city of Salem. Our match for that would only be 5% of the 1.5 million, which is a great savings. That's about $77,000. So we're gonna get a huge upgrade for a very good price, thanks to some federal funds and.
But not for 2 years.
Yeah, the scoping, once this paperwork goes through, we can begin the scoping and the planning of the project. So,
I'm going to read the intersections for people who are curious. It's on page 64 of the packet. I'm going to save you a lot of scrolling. So it's River Road at Sam Orchid Way and Chamawa. Those two are recognized as Safety Priority Index System, affectionately known as SPIS sites for crashes. And anybody who's tried to cross there, definitely you have to have your head on the swivel. The other intersections are Manbrin, Cummings, Chamawa, Dearborn, Lock Haven.
We'll get
So
all of them?
all 6 of those are going to get the flashing yellows. So that's fantastic.
That's really great.
Okay, so I really appreciate the work to get this project moving forward. Any other questions from council? Councilor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move the City Council adopt Resolution R 2026, which will extend to 27 or 28, authorizing city manager to sign agreement with Oregon Department of Transportation and the City of Salem for flashing yellow light arrows at intersections along River Road project.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2026, authorizing the city manager to sign agreement with Oregon Department of Transportation and City of Salem for flashing yellow arrows at intersections along the River Road project. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, 1 absent, and go forth. This sounds great. Let's go on to item 9B, which is resolution authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors. and the resolution authorizing temporary use and signs subject to conditions for Keizer Fest 2026. We'll go to city manager, and then I'd like to invite up Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Dan Clem to also address this matter. City manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This is something we do annually for Keizer Fest. It is allowing for street vendors to be on the parade route and then also for signage to be at places where it would normally be restricted. So it's, again, something that you do annually. We also had other functions that we were doing annually for this that supported it, but we have rolled that into the agreement that we have now with the Chamber of Commerce. So happy to hand it off to Mr. Clem.
All right, Mr. Clem.
Good evening. My name is Dan Clem. I'm the Executive Director for the Keizer Chamber of Commerce, and just really darn glad to be here.
Is your microphone on?
I gotta keep it on.
Red button? Is it?
There we go. I'm still Dan Clem, Executive Director at Keizer Chamber of Commerce, and I'm really glad to be here with you. This is exciting. A lot of stuff about Keizer is exciting, but the Keizer Fest just has something so unique, so wonderful. So we're all going to behave like kids when we're out there because we're just going to have fun. And we're excited to come forward to present to you an update, but not tonight. We're not ready yet. We want to make sure we have our ducks in a row before we come explain and leave you with some surprises about what you'll see out at Keizer Fest. So get your imaginations going. Be excited for what we're doing. A couple of things. I just want to obviously recommend that you vote in approval for the resolution, but the ability to be able to take all those permits and all those processes and put them in the contract that we have with the city is just an absolute wonderful way of collaborating and partnering and making sure that public safety, public interests, and the fun that we want to have all come together in a great way. So I appreciate the work that staff and council have done well before I got here, because I was looking at all the work that had to happen previously, and I was going, oh my gosh. I am waiting for a response to a letter we sent to you in May of 2008, where we requested the same items on the resolution, and I just couldn't find an answer in our file. So you can tell I'm trying to do my homework. Anyway, Keizer Fest will be exciting this year, and we're just wanting to make sure that folks know that this is in Keizer Rapids Park, 14 to 17 May, and then we've got some surprises for you. So I'd recommend that you pass the resolution tonight. Happy to answer any questions you've got. And with that, I'm done.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Clem? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilor Kohler, would you please put the first motion on the table?
I move to see the council adopt resolution R 2026, authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, authorizing temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Councilor Kohler?
I move the city council adopt resolution R 2026, authorizing temporary use and sign subject to conditions for Keizer Fest 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council authorize, wow, I'm going too fast. It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, authorizing temporary use and signs subject to conditions for Keizer Fest 2026. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Good to go. All right, let's go to item, Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just one question. I noticed that there were permits and all kinds of other things in here. Is that something that's public staff approves, correct? Not us?
That is correct. Mr. Brown, the staff approval for the other permits.
Yes, these are the only two items that the council needs to approve.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we changed a lot of our processes, as Mr. Clem referenced, when we signed the contract between the city and the chamber to streamline these annual things into an ongoing contractual agreement.
Madam
Yes.
Mayor.
Mr. Lindsay.
The reason these come to the council is because these are your actual rules that you're allowing to be suspended. And so you are the only ones who can suspend those rules.
Exactly.
So like alcohol in the park, for instance, is allowed at the big tent through this process. It wouldn't be otherwise, so.
Correct.
Okay.
And we have rules around that too, the conditions under which we can bring that, even bring that to council.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clarification. All right, let's go to item 9C, which is a sunset. We actually do sunset groups. Let's sunset the strategic planning working group. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This is, fortunately, we have staff that some come and say, hey, we need to wrap this up. And so our city recorder gave a little poke on this one, said you're done with that. So let's close it out. And a resolution to wrap up that task force would be appropriate.
Okay. So with that, big thank you to Councilor Christopher. Yes, Mr. Lindsay.
I'm sorry. Because this wasn't created by a resolution, we felt it was every bit as appropriate just to do a minute motion. It was created by minute motion, so you can just move to sunset it.
Okay.
Okay.
So big thank you to Councilor Christopher, Councilor Duran, and Council President Starr for the work on the strategic plan that we have now adopted. And I believe your work is done.
I think it is.
Would you like to make the motion to sunset?
Sure. Sure. I would move to sunset the Keizer Strategic Plan Work Group.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council sunset the strategic planning work group with our thanks. Any discussion?
Nope.
Thank you,
Councilor
Madam
Kohler.
Mayor. One of the things that I love to do is take pictures of sunsets, and so when we have an opportunity to sunset something like this, I'm going to support it.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Get your camera out.
Yeah.
All right. Item 9D is the Volunteer Pedestrian Flag Program. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Again, this is a program that's been under a proof of concept over the last year, and working with some of our former committee members, Tammy Saldivar and Brenda Lamb, who are here tonight. And I will pass this off to Public Works Director Carrie Blylock to go over the staff report.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Counselor and Mayor. So the pedestrian flag program is a community-led initiative that aims to increase pedestrian safety. It works by placing high visibility flags at marked crosswalks to serve as a visual hello to drivers. So the idea of this was brought forward, as Adam mentioned, by Brenda Lamb and was supported by Tammy Saldivar. They've put a lot of work into this. They did a pilot study, which has been on the ground for about 9 months. They have 2 spots, two of which are the mid-block crosswalks. These are located near Shamawa, or on Shamawa near Keizer Rapids, and also on Keizer Road near Kennedy Elementary. You may have seen them. So they performed monitoring and conducted surveys and did outreach to neighborhood associations to gauge interest. And now we are recommending, after doing an evaluation per the request of or motion of the Multimodal Safety Committee, we did an assessment, had CIS review it, and then we made some adjustments to the program and application, and are now recommending that the council support the request to implement this pedestrian flag program.
Thank you very much. Any questions on the staff report before we bring up Ms. Aldevar and Ms. Lamb? Why don't you come on down and talk to us a little bit about this program? And then I've got a couple of questions, but it's going to be for the deliberation. Thanks for being here tonight.
We did not plan to come up, so just saying. And for the record, Brenda gets all the credit. She was the driving force behind this program for sure.
Okay.
I'm Brenda Lamb, and I couldn't have done it without encouragement and support from Tammy, so it's not exactly true.
So what, just to refresh the people who are watching, what prompted bringing this program, this pilot program to the city?
I was seeing pedestrian flags in other locations like Sisters in Ontario, and I thought it was a really good program. And then I researched it for other locations like Seattle and Kirkland, Washington, and various places like that. And it looked like an affordable way to make crossings safer. And it also looked like a way of giving volunteers in the community a way to make crossings near their own homes safer for their families. So I thought it was pretty excellent, and I wanted to see if it would work for us.
So as you've been looking at the pilot program, what are some of the takeaways that you have from that?
Well, so we started this in June, and I tracked all the flags we lost, and we tended to lose only a flag a month, a flag and a half a month. So I was surprised by that. That wasn't very much. One time we had a flag come back, so we had more flags in the canisters than the month before. So that never crossed my mind. And I think Tammy might be able to speak more about her neighborhood's feedback, because the people who live in our neighborhood use that crossing more often because it's it's between my neighborhood association and her neighborhood association.
Yes, so I'm Northwest Keizer Neighborhood Association.
Yes.
And she's West Keizer, so to give you an understanding of what we're talking about here, and I don't think I said my name for the record, Tammy Saldivar, although it's been mentioned several times. The feedback we're getting is very positive, that people are very happy and feel much safer crossing Chemawa at that location, knowing that they're making themselves more visible to traffic, because for anyone not familiar with the program, we did put little instructions explaining that, you just take the flag, you wait for the cars to see you, you can wave it to gain their attention, and then you cross. It's not in any way to replace any other sort of safety device. It's just to draw attention to yourself. And everything we've heard is positive. I've yet to receive a negative comment yet. And we did have a QR code. We do have a QR code at each location. And we're only speaking to Chemawa. Tammy Coons can speak to the other location that's in her neighborhood. And the QR code is allowing feedback from the user directly to the city website where they can track all that. So that takes us out of the equation. What else can we answer for you?
Any questions from counselors? My questions are on the form itself, so we'll get into those details in a minute. Youth Counselor Guptill.
Just a quick question. How much are the flags, like each flag individually?
So I took the total purchase and divided by the shipping, and it was $6.30 a flag, $6.30 a flag.
Okay.
I'm hoping that I might get like CTEC to make them for us, but the cost might not be much less than that, because materials still cost money.
And the pilot was sponsored from the city, and so city funds went to it initially, but that was intended to be able to be sunsetted as well, to use tonight's term. And moving forward, anyone who wants to sponsor it pays for the flags themselves, be it the neighborhood association, it can be just a person, as mentioned, a family, or a business, scouts troop, business, whoever wants to be that entity.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Okay, great question. Anything further? Okay, I think you're off. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I
Councilor
was writing
Parsons.
it down because I want to make sure I said it correctly. So what other areas have been targeted for this?
So the criteria, it sounds like it's really loud, sorry. The criteria that is established for the program in Keizer limited the available spaces to the two that we have that we have set flags into. So at the moment, there are no further locations we could do it in.
Okay, thank you.
And just for people who are watching, they have to be at an already marked crosswalk and not signalized. So it's pretty specific.
And it can only be, is it local and neighborhood
Yeah,
roads?
local and collector.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Did you have a follow-up question?
So when you said you lose a flag about every month, were you talking about like all the locations or just like each location individual loses about a flag a month?
So we only have 2 locations and I only tracked the one that I monitor.
Okay.
So the one I monitor lost an average of 1.5 flags. What that means though is the month of August, we didn't lose any flags at all. So that's over the whole year averaging.
And also that location was established first. The second one only has been in use for
2-3 months?
2 or 3 months.
Okay.
3 to 6.
Okay, Councilor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My understanding is the location near Kennedy School is where they have a crossing guard normally during school days. Is that true?
Come on down.
Yes, we have a crossing guard.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything, Mr. Brown?
So just to be clear, and maybe for anybody who may be watching and wondering about this, how this program is set up is that the neighborhood associations are maintaining responsibility for it. They're going to watch the flags, they're going to refill the flags, and the only thing that would need approval in this, as the program is designed right now, is a location. If another location was found and wanted to, a neighborhood association wanted to take that on, then they would come to the multimodal committee and get approval for that location. And then the neighborhood association would take it on.
But again, it has to be a marked crosswalk. Okay. Councilor Parsons?
Yes, so there's a couple of marked crosswalks that'll only have a street, it's a T, right? So it's not a through street. Is that like something that would benefit from that? I'm talking about Windsor Island and
Speed limit's
Orchard.
too high.
Huh?
Speed limits may be too high.
Oh, speed limit's too high?
Yeah.
See, that's why we need to lower it.
Like
Well,
most
that's
of
another
Chihuahua-
conversation, but yeah.
Most of Chihuahua couldn't even have it because of the type of road it is. Just the location that close to Keizer Rapids happens to drop the, the speed, but it's more than the speed limit. It's
The
type of road.
classification.
Thank you, classification of the road.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out also that the program is established, per the paperwork anyway, until it's approved, of course, that if at any point the city via Public Works or any other entity, police or other, decides that it's unsafe or should not be there, it can be revoked at any moment. It's not guaranteed, and every year, I think we set it up so that it gets looked at every year as well.
Councilor Duran?
So I'm guessing you guys already have a stock of flags that were already purchased. What happens when you run out of those? Do you have somebody to cover the cost of purchasing new ones?
Well, we're only speaking to the one in Chamawa, and the neighborhood associations both have agreed to share the responsibility of that.
And that's, for both of them, that's what's expected to happen?
I can't speak to the other one, because as I said, once the pilot is over, the city no longer sponsors the funding of the flags, and so it's up to them to decide how they want to take care of that.
Councilor Cross?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is kind of part 2 probably of Councilor Duran's question. So those two, the city sponsored, correct? So anybody else or any other neighborhood association that wants to get on board, like, oh, this is a great idea, we want to be involved, they will be responsible, those neighborhood associations, like, too bad, so sad, your problem?
It's a matter of timing, and also there are no other locations in Keizer that it can go to at the moment.
Can go to, but kind of like.
But we
you
did bring
missed-
it up when we first initiated it, and anyone could have.
They could, yes, they could have, but right now it's.
Correct,
it's
the
kind of
pilot with the city sponsorship
like,
was
oh, like,
limited time
okay,
period,
you-
yes.
Yeah, you missed out on that. Okay, just checking.
So,
What would be the startup fees? That's not it. So for that.
so what did it cost?
Yeah, what would be the startup for that neighborhood association? Say, hey, you did have this opportunity. It's not like you weren't asked, but now that opportunity has kind of passed. So for that budget, for that association, what does that look like for a startup cost?
So I want to say we spent about maybe $150 up front. Does that sound right? For the flags and the canister?
I want to say that is correct, with the caveat that I made the canisters, so it was just the cost of the materials rather than purchasing the canisters, because my canisters are awesome.
Yes, they
So
are.
they used this PVC and then capped it on the bottom and then zip tied it to the posts.
So, okay.
So the canisters do need approval for their placed location. You can't just
Mm-hmm.
attach it to a utility pole or whatnot, so work with Public Works and they will help you with that. The second location didn't have a viable location to place the canisters, so the city was very kind to put a post in the ground for that reason. So I can't speak to that cost, but.
So it would be the flags and the canister.
And that's it.
Just curious what those neighborhood associations would look at cost-wise. Okay.
And like you said, it doesn't have to be neighborhood association, although logically those would be a good choice. But if a business, I've been places where a business is the sponsor to help their customers cross the street. That's an option, but I don't think of any location around Keizer where that's truly a fit at the moment.
Okay, so $150?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So I've got a couple of questions, and it might go to you, it might go to staff. I'm looking at the applicant sponsor application, and it just says a person or an individual. I would like to change that to be Keizer resident. And now, it could be a business, so we could, because I hadn't thought about a business sponsoring if they want to make the application, but in my opinion, if we're going to be impacting our Keizer community, it needs to be a Keizer resident or Keizer business. I mean, that's just logical. I don't think somebody in rural Marion County is going to know. I'd rather that it be run by somebody who is here. So that's what change I would like to make. Do you see a problem with that? The second question I had was the fourth item on there, and that was, let me see if I can get to that page. Here it is. The requirements, yeah, page 122. Applicant sponsor responsibilities. Which says, place a safety warning instructions on the flag holder, explain how to use the flags and so forth. In my opinion, because Ms. Blaylock brought up that we did take this through CIS, I think that the city should be saying what has to be on that signage and just have standard language.
Yeah.
Rather than each sponsor come up with what they need to do, I think the city has to say, this is what's gonna be on your sign. Or just provide the sign. So it's all standard and very clear, and there's no mistake. That this is what's on the sign, the city has approved it, and you're gonna use that. So I would prefer on that, that not be a sponsor responsibility. This will be provided by, the sponsor responsibility is to use the safety warning instructions provided by the city. I really think that that should come from Public Works. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think you should run it through multimodal. Let staff give them a draft and let multimodal make the recommendation to us.
But I think this is an insurance thing in my book, so I'm looking at Ms. Blaylock.
Yeah, so, thank you, Madam Mayor. On the application that's here, it says safety warning, and then it has, that along with, a little bit of adjustment to the application that they had given. Those adjustments were made by myself based on comments from CIS. So to tighten that up a little bit. But I hear you on standardizing safety warnings.
We're just standardizing the whole sign, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So they
yeah,
all
to
look
make sure that they are consistent at all locations, both locations, as it were.
But I think if we have a standardized program that says it shall have this signage, because we have liability issues if people put things on there, or worse, omit things that are important. And two, we want to make it, you know, if we're going to do this, it's cut and dried. Here we go. This is what you do. But the other piece that I've also got a question on, then I'll come to you, Counselor Duran. I was just curious about choosing the color of the flag. Safety orange, right? So I don't understand telling the applicant sponsor that they can pick out the color. It's going to be safety orange.
Pick it out if it's safety orange.
Yeah, you can pick it out.
Anything you want,
Yeah,
as long as it's
so
safety
long as it's safety orange. So I don't see, again, the point in making that a choice, that it needs to be to standard, and all of our public works people wear the safety orange, is highly visible, and if we choose other colors, or,
It was, yellow was the other thought that came to mind, yeah. But I'm not arguing the standardization of it, I was just pointing out what we were thinking.
yeah. I'm just trying to take out, I'm trying to standardize this, if we're gonna move forward, to make myself a little more comfortable with it, because I was one of the people at the beginning going, are you kidding? And then I saw it work up in Washington. And I'm like, huh, okay then. Ms. Blaylock.
I was just going to add that CIS mentioned that the flags themselves should be MUTCD standard, which is high-vis, and so it doesn't specify color, but in general, your comments to standardize, I think that could be pulled together with a few adjustments.
Okay. I'd be a lot more comfortable with those changes in this before we adopt it, to make sure that we have standardization on those two, and if you can indulge me one more. Just one more.
Just one.
Shane's not here, and then I'll go there and there. Okay, safety orange, sign, okay, that was actually 3. Oh, on the, we said it has to be at a crosswalk, but that didn't say that on the application when they're talking about, locations. Can we add that language to the application itself so there isn't confusion on the part of the applicant, that they can suggest space A, and we have to have that clarification that the only spaces that you can be even asking for have to be marked crosswalks. I'm done. Counselor Duran.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You have one?
So my thoughts on this originally was, you know, this seems like a waste of time. And it's, you know, I've seen it used. Silverton's now doing it. McMinnville has one or two. There's a few people doing this, and most of them are administered by by the cities. And my initial thought was, we don't need to add one more thing that the city needs to manage. So that's my initial problem with this. And so you guys brought it up that, well, let the neighborhood associations. Well, so I was a little bit less reluctant to see this proceed. Well, now we're talking about more creep of city managing this thing. So that's my concern is, yeah, it was great when the neighborhood associations were gonna manage it. Now the city's keeping track of the application and the rules and all of this. It's creeping into city's gonna be managing this before long. We're just not paying for the flags right now. So, or we are, but we're not going to be. So I'm a little concerned that this is gonna get into a program that's gonna be not only costing the city more money, it's small amounts, but you keep adding stuff on top of our already decreasing budget funds and adding more staff time into managing this. It's you know, it's becoming more of a problem for me to accept this as it is. So I just wanted to mention that I'm a little concerned that every time we talk about this, it goes into a little bit more scope creep and more creep of city time managing it.
Okay, thank you. This is questions, so we're not to deliberation yet, so questions. Counselor Cross.
So, to piggyback on that, staff time would be my follow-up to that. With this application program and whatnot, when we talk about, just I'm gonna use for example, I can say the Keizer Community Library it's not sucking up staff time. So I would kind of like to know with this application process, if people are like, oh, this is great, but as you're finalizing, you're working with how much staff time again, right? We're getting into that budget season where any staff time, you know, whether you're figuring out how many FTE, full-time employees you can have, that we, again, have this fiduciary responsibility with staff time. So I agree completely with Kyle. You know, we have to make these smart, tough decisions. No one likes to budget anything. I don't like to budget a Starbucks at my day. And then on the contract, I kind of piggybacking again, it says frequently make sure that these flags are stocked up or in good condition. Who's frequently doing that? What does frequently mean? Devil's in the details.
I had the same question.
I think that this is a great core program. I mean, just like when we see those mini libraries in neighborhoods, right? Like those are great. Like I love it when the books are, or the gardens or whatnot. Those are all great, but there's a lot of moving parts.
So
I would love to know if you even have a figure on staff time.
So, the comments you've added here today, I think would come down to a checklist that when it went to the multimodal committee, check those boxes? Are they a Keizer resident or business? Is the sign standardized? Is it a MUTC standard color? And is the location to the application that has to be a sidewalk? So those are boxes that can be checked during that review. If we were coming to you and saying the staff has to take it on, because it's not a lot of money really, but that's where I would say no. Please don't add anything else to us. But I believe this is pretty minimal. The only, I think with the restrictions on the program as it is, it minimizes the number of possible locations, and it's a checklist that can be checked off and done at a multimodal committee meeting.
Okay, follow up?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And why I was thinking that, because we want this is all like safe stuff, but on the other hand, we don't want like a pink flag where somebody doesn't know what they're doing with the pink flag and nobody knows because it's supposed to be orange or green. I heard something about a QR code. How do we know if someone's just only Spanish speaking, what they're doing with the flag, or if they're just playing with it, or like how are we communicating that?
Are we having multilingual directions on the can? I think
Is that with
that's
the
a good
QR
question.
code?
Yeah. And the QR code, I believe, was just for the survey.
Right,
It wasn't,
right,
so that won't continue, but the directions.
Yeah, how are we doing that?
It probably would be good to have it on
Right.
both languages. And I think
No,
there's
but I feel like that's a chunk, like.
I think
if
there's a
you
real
have
estate-
family that's up, they're like, what is that?
Yeah, I think there's real
Take a
estate
flag day?
on the can to put both languages on the canister.
Yeah, that should be no problem.
Yeah, I mean, we'll cover, it's two languages, but it's the predominant two. Yeah,
Right.
good suggestion.
So that's the standardization. Yep. Counselor Kohler?
I'm afraid that the questions that I have, probably, I'm better off to talk about deliberation.
During deliberation? Okay, good call. All right, any other questions before we go to deliberation? All right, thank you so much for your work and for running the pilot programs and answering our questions too. Appreciate it. Especially when you weren't expecting to be called up. Shall we put a motion on the table and discuss? Council President, wow, star. Counselor Kohler.
I move the city council approve the multimedia modal safety committee recommendation to allow community members to implement the pedestrian flag program in the public right-of-way with Public Works approval.
Looking for a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council approve the Multimodal Safety Committee's recommendations to allow community members to implement the pedestrian flag program in the public right-of-way with the Public Works approval. So we already have made, there are some recommended changes that we discussed. So this would be as amended with the 4 changes that have been recommended regarding Keizer residents or business, city-approved signage, standard flag color, and add marked crosswalk to the application. So those are the 4 changes that were recommended. So does the mover accept those changes?
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Lindsay?
I also wrote down that we were supposed to specify how frequently to monitor the flags.
About to bring that up.
Oh, okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, it's on the
I'm trying to
list.
take the list too.
Yep.
Okay.
So with those 4 changes, for starts, are those accepted?
To get to deliberation, I will accept that.
Second, accept?
Yes.
Any objection? No objection. Okay, amended. Okay, so we are in deliberation. Do you want to talk about those, or do you want to talk about the frequency of inspection or something else? Counselor Kohler?
Something else.
Okay. Since it was brought up for the frequency, I also had that on my list, that there should be a schedule for inspection, and that should be an expectation given to the applicant. So they know they need to be checking them on a regular basis. We need to define regular. So it has to be either weekly, monthly. So I'm looking for a recommendation, should it be weekly or monthly based on your experience? Weekly. So the applicant will be expected to monitor this site weekly. So that needs to be added in so that there's a clarity on the expectation. It can't be complaint driven. And I'm getting a head nod from Ms. Blaylock. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, Madam Mayor, thank you.
All right. Counselor Duran,
If that's an expectation, what happens if it's not maintained?
then it gets canceled and pulled.
That should say that in here.
It is, it does. That the Public Works can pull it at any time if it's not maintained. Counselor Cross.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't know what page that was on, but I don't know if it says anything about inventory, but I would say that it should be, an inventory would be maintained.
Of other, of
How
additional
many
supplies?
flags, like whatever that minimum inventory, because, I mean, if you have like one good-looking flag, it doesn't really do anything.
Hang on.
Devil's in the details, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm trying to get to that page, so bear with me.
Very last paragraph,
Bear the last one, okay.
disclaimer.
Okay. Oh, that each flag is gonna have the, have a label on it. But I think you're talking about, so I'm talking about the frequency of, inspection shall be weekly. So, applicant sponsor responsibilities, where it says, the second bullet point, frequently monitor flags is gonna change to weekly monitor flags. So that they can be maintained. Okay? So I'll get to you in just a sec, okay? So that was on the frequency, and to your, comment, Counselor Cross. So you want to have a requirement that the applicant maintain supplies?
Right,
To keep it
whatever
stocked.
whatever that amount is, I would look to the committee to say what that minimum amount should be.
Okay. Mr. Brown, you had a comment on that?
No, not on that. Just
Okay.
under the previous conversation about, where does it say it? Under the disclaimer, it reserves the right for the city to remove
Yes.
permission.
Oh, that was your other thing, right here.
Yep.
That was under the disclaimer. Okay. Youth Counselor Guptill.
Sarada Cross kind of asked my question, so.
Okay, great minds. Okay. Counselor Christopher.
So how many potential locations, I know they have to qualify, by location and speed limit and type of road they are, how many potential could we have?
Well, I think the thought, Council Christopher and Council Mayor, is that these were the only two lake locations that fit that.
That only these two qualify?
Yeah.
There's no others that qualify?
However,
Oh.
I wonder if Alder and Brooks doesn't qualify for that location. It's 25 miles per hour. It does have a stop signs going one direction, but so does one of our other location, I believe. So, but.
So what about Verta when we drop the speed limit? Just asking.
Ms.
Blaylock?
Go ahead, Carrie.
So that one would not qualify because of the bullet point under the criteria for locations. It can't be at an intersection controlled by traffic control devices other than crosswalks, so that the stop signs would make that ineligible at Brooks and Alder. There is a stop sign there. That's also the case. I kind of did a scan through the city to look at different potential, like Forest Ridge. There's a similar crosswalk, but there's not a lot of potential here. It's, the criteria are pretty limiting. So staff would support this with where we're at, but if the criteria were to expand or change, we would really want to take another look at what that would include as a whole. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, no, that helps. Okay. Councilor Cross?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ms. Blaylock, did we ask CSI anything about requirements or liability for second languages?
There was no comments on that.
Thank you.
Okay, anything further? Okay. Ready to, Councilor Duran?
Why couldn't isn't there a crosswalk at Cummings School where the speed hump is? Isn't that a crosswalk? But there's no
That-
stop sign on that. That could qualify.
If it has a stop sign, then
But
it
there's
would
no
not.
stop sign on Cummings.
No, but it's on
It's on Delight.
Yeah,
the light. And they have a big speed bump, like as big as this one speed bump.
okay.
Table, it's a speed table.
Oh, it's the table.
It's a nice table. And it is very nice. I'm not being facetious. It's really nice for crossing. And because it's raised up, you're more visible to vehicle traffic. So it's made a huge improvement to that intersection. I'm a big fan. Mr. Brown?
You know, I also took some time to just look at the research out there, what some statistically valid study, and I included one in the staff report. One was done in 2019 by University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and in the abstract they talk about the statistical analysis they used was ANOVA, which is short for analysis of variance. And it says the analysis of variance, or ANOVA, revealed that drivers were significantly less likely to pass through the crosswalk with a pedestrian in the roadway when carrying a pedestrian crossing flag. Drivers were more likely to yield to the pedestrians waiting to enter the roadway when they were carrying a pedestrian crossing flag. So there's some research out there now that says that it's effective at keeping people safe.
It's attention getting.
Yeah.
Now, if people stop texting when they drive, it would be even better, but, you know, one miracle at a time. Anything further? Okay, I'm going to Councilor Kohler, and I'll come back to you, Councilor Cross.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've been biting my tongue and
I hope it's not bleeding.
well, not very much. I have ice water.
Okay.
But I appreciate the work that's been put in to do all the different things that are going on with this. I spent considerable time on the Traffic Safety Bike Path Committee. number of years, quite a few years. And Sergeant, this has been brought up several different times. Bill Lawyer was like, no dying way, we're not ever doing this. That was the way he would put that. Sergeant Leday was, that's a waste of time to do that. I don't recommend it at all, period. There was questions brought up with some younger children specifically, they might grab a flag and I feel like that I'm gonna be safe just because I have this flag and really not pay much attention to the cars. And then what about liability? If somebody is hit carrying one of our flags, is the city responsible for that somehow? So there's enough things that are going on with this that just say, I cannot, period, support this at all. Too much experience with traffic safety bike ped and all the things that are going on with, again, Bill Lawyer, Sergeant Leday. I happened to be in Depot Bay a couple of weeks ago, and they have several different crosswalks right there in Depot Bay. And one of them had a bucket with the flags. And I thought, oh, great, let me sit and watch this. So I sat and watched this flag for an hour. One person grabbed a flag. Nobody else even paid attention to it. It's somebody saying, oh, I got a flag, so I'm going to be safer. That really scares the heck out of me. Because with the non-critical thinking people that we have in the world today, somebody's going to get hit, and who's going to be liable? So I can't support this.
Councilor Cross?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Councilor Kohler. I really appreciate the people that show up for city council, the people that show up all the time, and all the work that is done. I think that this is a great core of idea. I think it has a lot of work to be done. I think that when we're not asking questions from CIS, especially right now in the climate that we have, and we need to make sure that we, in my opinion, that we are doing the education, and when we are forgetting a whole main second language with that education, I can't be in support of the way that it is written right now.
On the CIS issue, I'm looking at the city attorney. In this program, who is liable?
Well,
Here's the way sort of the rationale can go is if you're in a crosswalk and even a pedestrian is trying to get into a crosswalk, the car is supposed to stop. Will it? I don't know. Will it embolden people to make kind of dumb moves at the last second? But it's funny because, and Chief even probably has examples of these where they do sting operations at crosswalks because people don't stop for people who are about to cross. I mean, I guess it is one more signal that, hey, I'm about to cross if you do grab a flag. So in a sense, it's one more clue to the driver to do their duty of stopping. Now, the vast majority of the time, right, the lawsuit's going to be between the car and the hit person. If we're somehow negligent, or it's argued that we're negligent, we might have to try to argue to get out of it. You know, I always say you can be sued for anything at any time. And if we're sort of a party to any portion of that, then we could get drawn in. Now, whether or not we can get out of it, CIS seems to think that we can get out of it because we're sort of over mitigating. So our actions aren't really negligent because we're trying to make it a little bit safer. Now, whether or not then a pedestrian gets emboldened and doesn't, you know, or we do this and we say we have to have this safety warning and then the safety warning gets ripped off, you know, stuff like that. Those are all arguments for the future and it causes me to have to speculate. And I will always try to keep the city safe, so I will always argue in the city's favor. So I will argue up and down that we won't be, but will it cause us some consternation or get us named and we have to argue to get removed from a complaint? Could be.
Okay. I want to follow up on that. Is that different from the pedestrian activated crossing beacons?
Well, those have to then, you know, you have to maintain those.
I know that, but in terms of, once you've activated that, I stop and wait and make sure actually somebody's going to stop.
Oh.
Heck, I do that at a red light. I'll have a green light and I wait to see if somebody's going to run the red. because being T-boned just doesn't bless my day.
Yeah.
Okay. Counselor Christopher?
Thanks. So, Chief, I'd like to know what you think about this. Yeah,
Thank you,
tell the
Counselor
truth.
Christopher. You know, anything to keep people safe, and if the statistics and the studies show that it does work. I think City Attorney Lindsay brought up a good point. These are already in crosswalks in which vehicles are required to stop by law. This just adds another little safety precaution. The one thing that I don't want, and Counselor Kohler brought it up too, I don't want people to think it's an invincible shield once you grab a flag and you start crossing the crosswalk with your headphones on, your head down, that your cars are automatically going to stop. So I've seen them in Sisters. I've seen them in other towns. I think it's a neat program. I don't know that there's any harm to it, as long as there's education around it and people don't, like I said, don't grab that flag and automatically assume because they have a flag in their hand that vehicles are going to stop. Because we see that already, that people are walking across crosswalks, especially at the intersections where lights, you know, they have the crosswalk signal and they're just walking across. So I'm not 100% opposed to it. I'm not like completely sold on it either, as it's the best thing that's going to keep everybody safe. I think just overall pedestrian awareness is going to keep you safe. And that's what we try to educate people on. Make sure your head's up, make sure the cars actually stop before you get in the intersection. But if this helps cars realize that there's somebody there, the flag is there, it's orange, it's, you know, it's a safety color, I think it will help indicate that someone's in the crosswalk. So
Something's happening.
it's something is happening. If you're waving that thing, it's going to help.
Follow up.
So my follow-up is, Mr. Welsh, you're on multimodal, correct? So,
Microphone.
yeah, I'm sorry, but I know you're multimodal.
Just appreciate.
All right, Michael Welsh, member of Multimodal Safety Committee. From my standpoint, it's an administrative control when you look at controlling hazards. It's only as good as the people that are using it.
Is the microphone on?
Yes,
I thought I was talking loud enough.
Now it is.
It's only as good as people are using it, right? The committee, we went back and forth on this, and the members, thanks to Brenda and those guys spearheading it, they like it. I personally think it's great. The more layers of control you have with mitigating hazards, the more effective you are at preventing an accident.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Thank
Off to
you, sir.
soccer.
Madam Mayor, I could say
Mr.
one more
Lindsay.
thing, because I think sometimes common sense always has us ask these questions about who's liable. It could create liability, not necessarily for the city, but if somebody is officious, grabs it and says, come on, guys, I've got you. That person might be increasing their liability and their risks. So just putting that out there.
Okay.
But I don't advise those folks.
Right. And that's not what we've seen have happened in the pilot. And that's not what we have seen in the pilot program.
Yeah.
Okay. Counselor Duran, anything further?
No.
Okay. Counselor Guptill, anything further? Go down to Counselor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hate to be Debbie Downer here, but common sense isn't near as common as it used to be. We used to train kids and people that you go to a crosswalk and you wait for all the cars. And I think giving them a flag is going to embolden them to say, hey, I got this flag, I can just go. And I just cannot support this.
Counselor Parsons, did you have anything? Okay. I'm going to support it. I wasn't going to. But you know, we've seen the pilot. We've seen what people are doing in these two situations. It is very limited. It's another attention-getting device for people who are driving, oftentimes not paying attention, listening to the radio. God forbid they're on their cell phone. I'm willing to give it a shot. So it's, they've shown that it's worth moving forward with, and I'm going to go ahead and support it. Counselor Christopher?
I'm exactly where you are. I mean, I was not going to support it either, but I think we give it a shot. But here's what, could we add in there that we review it in a year's time?
I don't think that's a problem. Do
And
you?
let's add that we review it in a year's time and whether or not we're going to keep doing it. But I think it deserves, I'm on, I wanted to hear from Mr. Welsh, I wanted to hear from the chief, and everybody's lukewarm. So let's go ahead and get in that bath together, but let's check it in a year.
So I'd like to amend to, for this to be reviewed in 1 year. Is there any objection to that change?
I'd feel better about that. That gets my
Hearing no,
support.
hear no objection, so the motion stands amended with that change. Good catch. Counselor Cross?
We made a motion a long time.
I know. We knew this was going to be the longest conversation of the evening.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just really want to go, I'm not even lukewarm on this, because I really think, along with other things, we are really, really missing the ball on, not on all the stuff, because I think we're all great, on educating people that speak other languages in the city. And this is another highlight of that. We can't, people just don't assume when they're walking that they know what a flag is. So we are doing a complete disservice. And I don't like it.
But didn't we agree to put it in?
No.
Spanish?
When?
Yes.
The new signage,
Yes.
we're going to have standardized
We're
signage.
going to have it in Spanish.
It's going to have English and Spanish on the standardized signage going forward.
So we
have-
took care of your concern.
Okay, well, maybe I'm lukewarm now, but I'm
All
still not voting for it.
Come on in, the water's fine.
So, yeah, when I asked for standardized, Counselor Cross, when I asked for standardized language, that way we would have it in English and Spanish, what this is for and what it's about. So it's really clear, and we won't leave it to variations, but it will be presented to the sponsor rather than they have to figure it out. Because
Thank
that's
you.
not safe.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear or enough in
No,
the
but maybe I
conversation.
was
so.
just, really just, so thank you.
Wave the flag, you love America.
Yes, I love our country.
These are not going to be, however, they will not be red, white, and blue. They will be safety orange. Mr. Lindsay.
Thank you. The other thing I will, so that council might feel better about it, is our safety warning. I think we definitely should add the words "for use in crosswalk only," so that nobody says,
Like
I
it.
can grab this flag and run out somewhere else. Not that,
To Kohler's point.
yeah, exactly. But, so that's even an additional,
flag.
an additional sentence to be both in English and Spanish.
Yeah.
So that people know how to use it.
Any objection to that change?
No, that's good.
Okay, I like it. All right, any other changes, comments, et cetera? All right, let's go ahead and do roll call since we're going to have a variety. Ms. Bissett, would you do roll call, please?
Counselor Parsons?
We're going to do roll call vote.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Counselor
Yes is
Kohler?
keeping it, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Counselor Kohler?
No.
Counselor Cross?
No.
Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Counselor Christopher?
Yes.
Counselor Duran?
No.
Uh-oh.
We're tied.
It ties.
Fails.
It ties.
Motion fails in a tie. Okay.
So much for my year review.
It's a very good
I'm
idea.
glad you added that.
Okay. All right. Other business. And thank you to everybody who's been involved in this pilot. Other business, this time is provided to allow the mayor, city council members, or staff an opportunity to bring new or old matters before the council. They're not on tonight's agenda. Councilor Cross, do you want to bring up something?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I have 2 items. First item is that first week of month is very tough for me to be to a couple of committees. The first one would be Tammy's Neighborhood Association meeting, which I spoke on. So I would like to, you will tell me what order we have to do this, but I need to resign from that. And Marlene has done an excellent job of filling in for that. So if she could take over that committee, I have not even asked her, but I will call her an angel for the 3rd time tonight, if she would like to take over that committee. So I don't know if we have to suspend rules or we have to vote on that, or you just a signer on that.
I'm not allowed to, no, our rules are that, we will need to suspend the rules, take up the matter of reassigning the liaison to the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association. That.
So moved.
Oh,
Looking for a second.
second.
Is moved second to suspend the rules, take up the matter. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, one absent. Now we need a motion to, reassign the liaison position for the Greater Northeast Keizer Neighborhood Association to Counselor Parsons. Looking for a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Moved by Christopher, seconded by, Kohler. Any discussion? Do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously.
Guess you're a triple angel.
All right, Counselor Cross.
The second is the Community Diversity Engagement Committee, same kind of background. It's the first week of the month. City Councilor Starr has done a great job of filling in for me. I think she would be a great fit for that, but this will be my resignation as council liaison for that committee.
So have you talked to Council President Starr about that?
Yes,
Okay, and she's willing to accept it?
correct.
Because we know be there or be chair.
Yeah,
I was just
well,
gonna say.
there you go.
All right, so we're gonna need to do the same thing, suspend the rules, take up the matter of reassigning the, Community Diversity Engagement Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. So motion to reassign the Community Diversity Engagement Committee to Council President Starr.
I'll do that.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Duran, seconded by Councilor Kohler. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously, one absent. Thank you very much.
Anything else you're resigning
Can
from
I
tonight?
give some stuff to you?
Do you have? All right.
That would be all.
Thank you very much. And one of the things I want folks to know, we all know this, that, a council liaison assignment is, as long as it works with your schedule, we have these day job things.
Yeah, in
That,
addition to.
yeah, that we actually have to show up for. So really appreciate being able to be flexible and move things around during the biennium. So, yeah, absolutely. Any other business tonight?
This is what, under what, other business?
This is under other business. City manager, does staff have any other business to bring up tonight?
The staff does not have any other business to bring up.
So sorry. I have
Councilor
one-
Christopher.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. I have one little thing. And that was, we talked about speed limits, and I know y'all are working on that. And we talked about making Verda 30. Well, you know what I just found out, and I didn't realize this? So, and I said Shamal was 30 the whole way. It is not. It is 30 to Jessica Davidson's house,
And then
where it
it's
turns to 35.
35.
And it's this one little tiny, 2 blocks? Maybe, not even, I don't think.
All the way to.
All the way to Lock Haven.
Yeah.
It's a half a mile.
Yeah, it could be a half a mile. So I think that should be, again, consistent, and I did some research on these streets that change these. It's not safe to change these multiple speed limits. So I would like you to add that to your report when you bring it back, that it's 30 the whole way of Shamala.
Well, actually, we're looking on the Chamawa coming off the traffic circle is 25 on all 4 directions.
No.
We would like it to be.
Oh.
Wasn't that the recommendation?
I thought it was.
No, it was 30 on Shamawa, 30 on South Verda, 25 on North Verda. Because North Verda is different than South Verda.
Right.
It's all residential.
But you really can't get up to, well.
Yeah, and you really can't, because we're gonna put stop signs.
Well, going south is pretty short distance to Dearborn.
Yeah.
Because that's the stop sign there.
That's
too.
right.
But that's 35. Yeah.
So anyway,
It's
if you
what?
just did.
Isn't that 35?
No, no, oh, now.
Now
But
it's
we're changing it.
35.
Yeah, that's
That's
35.
nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No disagreement there. So.
Okay, that's it.
Any
That's all I
objection
wanted.
to, adding a look at the rest of Chamawa all the way up to Lock Haven and looking at our speed limit studies. We know it's going to take time.
Yeah.
I've talked to the traffic engineers and so forth, so we're not expecting it next week.
But the week after would be good. No, there's work going on there now. So
Yeah.
you've got time while that work's going on. I don't think anyone is driving 35 on Verta right now.
I hope
Because
not.
there's so much going on.
I don't know. There's always somebody who thinks that they can fly.
Okay,
Any other
thank you.
business?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
You're looking at me.
Let's go to staff updates while these two fight about it. Mr. Cleaver.
None tonight.
All right, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do want to mention, for anybody who's watching and for all of you who maybe talk to people in your neighborhoods or in the community, that the citizen survey there's 2 weeks more of data collection. And if you didn't get the random sample that came to your house, then you can go to our Facebook page and you'll find a link there to do it. But also, if you have one of the random samples, we really want you to fill that out and mail it in the pre-addressed envelope, or you can click the QR code on your iPhone, take it on your iPhone, and be done with it that
So
way.
it's postpaid, they don't have to pay a stamp.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay, good.
Or they can do it right on the phone or tablet, so.
Do we know how many we've gotten yet?
Yeah, we're at 294 of the random sample.
And we're hoping to get how many? 400?
So we look, close to 400.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we're at 295?
Just for the random.
That's pretty good.
just for the random, yeah. And we don't really want to have to blend the self-chosen sample because it's different, so.
Okay.
Mr. Wood,
Nothing for me, thank you.
you're very, very busy getting ready for budget. I'll take that as a yes.
Can we use water now?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
we can?
definitely use water, yeah.
Oh,
It's
great.
time.
Change that.
Use all the water you want, it'd be great.
Ms. Bissett.
Nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Chief.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. City councilors went to a pretty fun fundraiser with Councilor Cross on Saturday night. It was for Courtney's Place. And the presentation we had tonight about the vet care, it's a very similar veterans housing units downtown. It was a great fundraiser. Hopefully it raised a lot of money. City Manager Brown and I will be hanging out on Thursday night, along with Dan Clem, who is here from the chamber. We're hanging out doing a chamber presentation on the police analysis. And some of that's data that you've already heard. We're going to condense that by a lot. And so we're going to work together and do a presentation on this Thursday at 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I think.
Location?
Crossroads.
Crossroads Community Church. This last week, first time ever in Keizer happening, Dave Wallery called me on Saturday or Sunday and said, "What is happening to my tree?" I was like, "Dave, enlighten me." He's like, "There's branches everywhere." Someone built a tree fort up there, which was,
They built a tree fort?
yeah, I mean, not really, but yes, they did. So I was like, "Dave, well, we have a key. Public Works has a key. We got another key. We've been checking it nightly. They haven't been back, which is kind of disappointing because I'd like to see who did that so we could, let Dave know." Anyways, but that was pretty, I think they stayed up there maybe twice up in the tree. So that was pretty exciting. Tomorrow, the city, the fire department, Public Works, and the police department are going to be hosting Clear Lake Elementary students. They're going to be doing their community helpers, little fundraiser, or what do you call that? Field trip. Yeah, field trip. So anyways, if you're hanging out around City Hall, there'll be Clear Lake Elementary students. They're pretty young, but it's going to be a fun little day for us. So that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Ms. Blaylock.
I have nothing to add, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lindsay.
Thanks. Just, I guess, a quick reminder. We've had an exec session in the past to kind of kick off labor negotiations a little bit, but we've now done a little bit of research with Garrett Cleaver's help. We've kind of come up with more information to share with you next exec session to kind of get a little bit more specifics to you guys. But because we are now starting to get into that negotiation, you can't be for or against collective bargaining activity. You have to be neutral. So if you're talking with anybody who's in a union, you cannot be either for or against them. You have to remain neutral because you're the governing body. So just so if you're talking with police, you can't really engage in that conversation with them. Okay.
Good reminder, thank you. Council reports, Councilor Duran,
I have nothing for this evening.
Councilor Christopher.
Thank you, just a couple things. First of all, there's 10 locations that we're gonna have those flashing yellow arrows. So, I mean, they're everywhere. That's gonna be a really good project. I'm kind of excited about that. And that takes that 77,000, like we're paying $7,700 for each one of those intersections. That's a killer deal, but in 2 years, it'll probably be twice that. But regardless, that was a great deal. So that's good. The only other thing I wanted to mention is the mayor and I were at the dedication. I think we're the only two there for Somolka Place. They just did a remodel. You guys, I remember it was my privilege to be mayor when that came to town. And that was a building that was for drug and alcohol for the Grand Ronde tribe, and they sold to UGM. And Dan Clem was the executive director of UGM. And that came to Keizer because Salem didn't want them. Salem didn't want them, and we opened our arms and welcomed them. And that has been nothing but a blessing. It just makes me emotional at what a great decision that was, that we wanted them to come to our city, and the work that's been done to help those women, mothers, children, and it is a beautiful remodel. And there are 95 people that can stay at that location now. And it is one success story after another, highly successful. Anyway, it was wonderful. It was really great to see that. That's all I wanted to say.
It's absolutely beautiful. Really recommend if you get a chance to do a tour to do so. It's not just trauma informed, it is built to welcome.
Yep.
I would agree. Councilor Cross.
Just a few things. I wanted to give a shout out to Lily. I went a couple weeks ago to the Society of Government Meeting Planners, and City of Keizer was one of the sponsors, and it was really great to see her at one of the breakouts do a presentations and talk about the meeting rooms and whatnot. And a couple years ago when Lily started, I told her, you really should sign up and be a part of this. So just shout out to her that she really did a great job, and I'll make sure that I send those pictures out. And it's great. I attended a Travel Salem Sports Council meeting, and they did talk about Keizer too. So it's great to go to these different events with hospitality and tourism and hear Keizer being brought up. And yeah, it was great to see Chief at the Peter Courtney event, and again see Roy here from Veterans, because all of this kind of goes with the Salem Keizer relationships. And yeah, I attended State of the County too, so it's great to see all these inner working relationships in our county. And Marlene, you really are an angel.
God, you'll never get another meeting like this. Evidently.
Yeah. Thank you. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for your patience with me tonight. You were an angel. And
I'm fully charged.
a number of things, I'll just mention a couple. Had some citizens talk to me about some of their Zipley experiences, and I just wanted a little shout out to some of our inspectors and stuff from the city that helped make sure that their sewer line was fixed and taken care of, and their drain pipes for their gutters were fixed, and a number of different things. So I just thank you for the people that do all that. And a little congratulations to Adam and Angie. Have a daughter just returned, Courtney, from an 18-month mission. And so that was a pretty exciting thing for their family, and I appreciate the work that they do there. We went to a trash meeting, went to the garbage meeting. and a lot of interesting stuff going on there. We're gonna see some new signage and things that are gonna go on our cans, and hopefully we can do a little bit better job recycling and fulfilling some of our obligations and responsibilities on recycling. The work that the haulers have done to make all that possible has been yeoman's work, and it's been a fun committee to be on. A lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be kind of trashy, but it was good. There's other things I can talk about. That's enough, though. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Parsons,
I have nothing tonight.
what's the score?
I'll
We
just
won.
We won.
languish in my accolades.
McNary won, yes, 11-6.
McNary won 11 to 6. Okay. Just got a couple of things to, add. I just want to note that Keizer Little League is going to have their opening day, but they decided it has to be next Monday, so, they're gonna have to find somebody else that's not on council throughout the first ball. So, yeah, I know, bummer, right?
Let's all go and have it there.
You know, hey, I love that idea. We'll take all the neighbor associations with us. I've been to 4 ribbon cuttings, so it was wonderful to go to the, Samaka Place, reopening. Went to the ribbon cutting for the U.S. Army Recruiting Station, Northwest Region, which is now located at Creekside Shopping Center. The ribbon cutting at Signed, Sealed, Delivered, which is, down across from, it's in the same shopping center as, Subs with Love. And ribbon cutting at, Crossroads Fellowship for their expansion and remodel there. So a lot of great stuff happening in the community. I attended a centenarian birthday. Every once in a while I get invited to a 100-year birthday party, and this was at Brookdale for Dr. C.W. Utter. He was a longtime dentist in Salem, and he turned 100. And I'll tell you, that guy still got, he was living in, independently in his home until the age of 99. Salute.
Wow.
Been on, various calls for, legislative committees for the, League of Oregon Cities, Oregon Mayors Association and the Council of Governments. A lot of, discussion going on about getting ready for the long session and also watching some of the rulemaking, which I know, Mr. Witham and especially, Councilor Duran is so looking forward to with, the changes that they want to maybe do on the part of our, development code. So, we're trying to keep an eye on that and get input in, early rather than just deal with it when it comes later. I was also at the State of the County, appreciate the 3 commissioners with their presentation. And they did talk about trash and they said the burner's not coming back. They were, I think Commissioner Cameron was kind of clear about that. A little bit. Yeah, he made it really, really clear. Coming up on Thursday, I'm not going to be able to go to Latino Business, no, that's Thursday. My bad. I am going to Latino Business Alliance finally. Tomorrow is the Community Health Impact Forum at the Salem Convention Center. This is, I think, the 4th annual that Salem Health has done. They're going to be talking about the partnership between Salem Health and Sandy Health that's underway and should be able to close this summer. And looking forward to the work session next Monday with the neighbor associations. And then I just want to note for folks that later this month, we have the League of Oregon Cities Spring Conference. I believe Council President Starr, Councilor Kohler, and Councilor Cross are going.
And me.
Oh, you're going too? Okay, so we have you 4. I'm going to be staying home. I'm going to go to the SEDCOR Economic Summit, which I won't have to drive and don't need a hotel. So you guys have a great time. And I look forward to what you bring back from the spring conference. I believe City Manager Brown, you are also going to the spring conference in Pendleton. Okay. That is all I have. Flip the page. Agenda input. So next Monday, April 13th, 6 p.m., we will meet in work session with the neighborhood associations. April 13th, after the work session, we will have an executive session. On April 20th, we will meet in regular session at 6 p.m. And May 4th, Star Wars Day, we will meet at 6 p.m. in regular session. That's all I have. The time, Councilor Kohler.
You are.
Just one more thing.
Just one more.
Since our last meeting, we lost Gene Dorfler, another centenarian. And I just wanted to mention that condolences to his family and we'll miss him.
Truly a life well lived. Hear, hear. The time is now 8:26 and we are adjourned. Thank you.